Well, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to stop sharing this so you can actually see me for a few seconds. But I'm actually not going to be on the screen very much today, and I'm kind of excited about that because the two people that we do have on the screen are much better looking than I am, and they've got some awesome things to share with you about Adsonica. And so before we kind of get into this, I want to just give a few housekeeping things. Your microphone and your video are disabled so that you won't be able to turn those on during the presentation, but that's great. You can just sit back, relax, have your lunch, and take in the presentation. And if you do have questions at any point, you can submit them in the chat system. I'll be moderating that throughout the presentation. Make sure you do stick around to the end if you can, because we are going to tell you about how your group could be chosen to participate in a free application of this incredible product that you're going to learn about for you and one of your clients. So you're not going to want to miss that, but you'll need to stick around to the end in order to figure out how to do that. And lastly, before you leave, make sure you do help yourself to some of the amazing pie and cake at the back. Just kidding, there's no pie, there's no cake, but we do have a great presentation for you. And so with that, it's my pleasure to introduce John and Georgina from Adsonica. When I was first introduced to these guys, I was immediately drawn to their product. Having the ability to merge audio assets with visual assets and build a digital ad that doesn't cost any more to distribute than your standard display ad, I knew these guys were onto something. We all know that digital is on the rise. In fact, I was just reading yesterday that it now makes up 14% of total radio ad sales. So embracing it isn't the question. It's offering digital products to our advertisers that are going to stand out from the rest and also not break the budget. One of those solutions is Adsonica. So hopefully that whets your appetite a little bit. And now I'm going to hand it over to John and Georgina so that they can share with you a bit more about Adsonica and the revolutionary ad builder that they have developed. So John, you can take it from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jamie. It's been a real pleasure getting to know Jamie over the past 6 months. He's just been an incredible person to work with. And I'm going to switch over to share my screen here. But what Jamie said, really does kind of encapsulate what we're trying to do with Adsonica. We all know, and you guys are certainly knowledgeable about this, given that you've worked with CreativeReady over the years. It's all about, it starts with sound. What we're going to show you today is how you can take the assets that you've already got, that you've used CreativeReady to build and to sell to clients, and take it to the next level. We're going to go through a quick opportunity. We're going to talk about our offering and some of the benefits, and then I'm going to turn it over to Georgina to actually take you guys through the builder so you can see firsthand how easy it is to build an ad with Adsonica.
Yeah, so John, can you just switch on your screen sharing?
Oh, did I do that? I didn't press the button. Sorry, guys. Thank you. So there we go. It starts with sound. We're going to take you through the opportunity, the offering, and the benefits. And so you guys know better than anybody that radio groups are offering digital more and more, but really need a simple and an executable strategy to grow revenues online. And we believe that one of the solutions to that problem is our Sonic ad. We're going to show you a little bit about how that works. Basically, a Sonic ad is a new ad unit that delivers the power of audio to your audience wherever they are. And it can be done without the cost of creating video or distributing video. We've seen in a number of our case studies that we've driven click-through rates by over 300%. And when we can talk a little bit about web performance and things of that nature as we get through this. If you have any questions, please submit them. But essentially, when you add audio to a standard display ad, you get better engagement. We all know that the power of audio can drive that kind of consumer behavior, and we've seen it in our case studies. So what is in a Sonic ad? Basically, you've got an image component you've got your audio component, and then you've got a play button, which is the Adsonica listen button or click button, press to play. And basically it enables the audio to be played by the ad, by the user. What are the benefits of this? First of all, it's really easy. You can combine your CreativeReady audio assets with a digital image using our builder. It's fast. It can be done in under 5 minutes using our user-friendly app. And it's cost effective because in many cases, you're reutilizing existing assets, both image and audio. That may sound good, but how do I do it? Basically, it's a single file. What our builder does, the Adsonica builder takes the image and the audio and the button and packages them into a single sonic ad. How do you get started? All we need is somebody to train. You've got your CreativeReady audio assets, and then access to an image file from your client that you can either create or have submitted. Sound sells online, and we're going to show you how to do it today. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Georgina, who will show you our
Thanks,
builder.
John. Yeah, so I'm just going to grab the screen share. So this is what can you see that, the Adsonica builder, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. So this is what it looks like when you log into our online app. The first page you get to is really a guide to the standard ad sizes that are accepted across the web, just to help you make the right decision. So the one I'm going to show you today is a medium rectangle. So I go to medium rectangle in the middle and just click to enter the builder. So now we're in. The first thing, which is what we're going to talk about at the end, is choosing where the platform is that is going to help you get your ad onto the web, but we'll come back to that later. So I'll just close it for now. Now we're in the builder. So there's essentially 3 areas to it. On the left is what we call the design bar, where you upload those assets that John talked about. So your image asset that you've already got, your CreativeReady audio assets or other audio assets, and then your listen button eventually. In the middle is the canvas where you see your ad come to life. And in the top right-hand corner, you've got the options for previewing and saving your ad. You've also got the chat function down here in case you get stuck, and it's normally myself or one of my colleagues monitoring the live chat. So let's get started. We're going to show you the Chenoweth Ford ad, which there was a variation of it on the CreativeReady website, which you might have seen already. So there's 4 steps to creating one of these ads. The first step is pasting in your target URL. So this is the link to the website where the user will go to when they click anywhere on the ad apart from the listen button. So I'm just going to type in https www.chenford.com. There we go. Then step 2 is uploading my image, which can be a JPEG, a PNG, or a GIF. So I just click upload a file, and then I navigate to my desktop. I've got my Chenoweth Ford folder all ready to go. So I click on the image and then click open, and there it appears in the middle. So step 3 is uploading my audio, which can be an M4A or an MP3 file. So I click upload a file again and click my Chenoweth audio, which is one made from the CreativeReady assets. And then you'll notice that a default listen button comes up. So you can either choose a preset by going to this drop-down menu and using one that we've already got. So we find the ones with a call to action, such as listen, are most effective. For this one, we're actually going to upload a custom button, which can also be a JPEG, a PNG, or a GIF. So I just go to the drop-down menu and I click image and then upload a file. And again, I've got that saved in my Chenoweth Ford folder. So we did this custom USA themed listen button, and I can drag it anywhere I want to on the ad. We would normally suggest putting it around the top left-hand corner because as people are reading from left to right, it seems to get the most engagement. So I'll just put it up here for now. Then there's a couple of advanced options which you guys might find interesting. One of the ones that we normally use on an ad is the third one down. So I just tick this box. So this means that when the user clicks listen, a stop button will come up so they can really easily stop the audio if they want to do so. The other interesting feature, which I'm not going to use today, but which you guys might want to take advantage of, is adding an additional language channel. So this means that right now we've got an English soundtrack on there, but I could add a Spanish one, for example, if I wanted to. And then the audience, depending on what their browser has set as the language, they'll hear the right language track depending on that setting. So if they had their browser set to Spanish, they'd hear the Spanish track. And if they had it set to any other language, they'd hear the default English track. So all I would do is tick that box and then choose what other language I'm doing, like Spanish, and then I would upload my Spanish audio. But I'm not going to do that this time, so I'll just untick that box. Now I've uploaded all my elements, followed those 4 steps, the URL, the image, the audio, and the button. And then I've got to go over here to the top right-hand corner and click preview. So I click preview and you should be able to hear this. I can test it out by clicking listen.
By Chenoweth, by American.
Hit the road, hit the road, hit the road, yeah.
So if I want to change anything, I can go back, click these arrows on the left and go back to the design bar. But if not, I'm happy with how it is. So I'll navigate to the top right-hand corner and use the Save Ad drop-down menu. So there's a few options that you've got here. The first one is the preview URL, which is what we normally use for reviewing assets internally. So I would just click preview URL and up comes a link that I can copy and send to a client for review. The next option is saving as a video, which is what we use for social media. But the one that you guys I think are most interested in is downloading it as a zip. So the zip file contains the ad, which is the Adsonica JPEG image with audio embedded inside it, which is our patented technology. And it also contains a piece of JavaScript. So when you put the ad out onto the web, the person serving the ad doesn't have to do any coding because it's all done for them. So we are going to do a follow-up session about distributing the ads on the web, if that's something that you want to learn more about. And we've identified a super easy process to be able to do that with a company called AdRoll. So we'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks, if that's something you're interested in. So that's really all there is to the builder. As you can see, it's taken me a few minutes to run through it and explain how it all works. This is something that we find fits in very easily to a workflow. It can be done by a design team. It can be done by an account coordinator. It's a very flexible and user-friendly product.
Awesome, Georgina.
That's great. Thanks, Georgina. Yeah, I wasn't sure, John. Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean it's fun, Jamie. I mean, I think, and Georgina touched on it, but what we're excited to do is to offer essentially a 30-day free trial to one lucky winner from the audience. So what we're going to ask everybody to do is, if you're interested in kind of taking this to the next level, we'd ask you to submit an email to Jamie with an email address of the person that will be essentially the owner of the builder. So whether the person who's going to be building the ads or will be in control of the ads, and a client idea that you can think of a client that this may be of interest to, or somebody that you have a good relationship that might be interested in testing this out. And we're going to pick a winner that will be trained and we'll eventually get to the ad roll capabilities discussion with the broader group, but we're going to take that one person all the way through the process.
That's fantastic. Guys, a lot of the things we wanted just to sort of kind of tease you a little bit today, and just, be respectful of your time, obviously, and show you a little bit about this technology and how the ad builder works. So obviously, to get using it, there's a bit of a deeper dive. And so we're happy to do that. But the goal today was just really to introduce you first and foremost to John and Georgina. I've been, it's almost been a year now. I've been kind of working with these guys and meeting with them. And so it's exciting to finally be able to introduce it to the CreativeReady family before they go crazy public, and then all of a sudden we can't get them locked down. So we've got a great opportunity here to be able to, like I mentioned earlier, grab a hold of some ad tech that's in the digital space that it's owned by these guys. They have a patent on it. It's completely something that they have wrapped up. So we have just a great opportunity to really get out in front of everybody with this particular piece of ad tech. So there is a couple of questions here, Georgina and John. Let me just go through this here. And one of the questions being, is there a maximum duration of audio? So, does it have to be just that short little clip, or can it be a full 30, or what sort of restraints are on that?
Yeah, sure. So there's actually no limit on the duration of the audio. You just want to keep in mind the file size at the end. So to serve one of these ads as an image, you want to keep under 150 KB. So we find that using a shorter audio track under 15 seconds normally can get you under that threshold. And also we find that the shorter audio tracks are best to capture the audience's attention without losing them. But if you did want to do the 30-second version, there's nothing stopping you.
Okay, and then sort of a follow-up to that is, do the audio ads play automatically on the browser, or do you have to click the listen button, or do you have those options?
Yeah, so you've got the option to play it automatically, which you could do on your own website if you wanted to. But when you're putting it out onto the web as an ad, using the autoplay feature would violate the International Advertising Bureau standards. So it's most likely that it wouldn't get accepted onto the web with the autoplay, but you do have that option if you're doing it on your own website.
Okay. One of the questions about the multi-language. So if you were to do an English and a Spanish speaking ad, obviously you have to have individual assets for those. I'm not sure if, and maybe this is a bit of a deeper dive once we get into it more, but is there just another audio selector, or how does that, do you have to add them in together, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you, in the advanced options, which I briefly touched upon, you tick the add additional language channel box, and then you choose the language that you want to use, and then it comes up with an option to select the track from your files. So you select the track, click open, and then it's in the file.
And then, is there a default option? Like you could say, I want English to be default, or?
So the default option is whatever you upload first. And that will just be for every language apart from the other one that you specify that you want a different track for.
Right. Okay. And then obviously the browser detects if that is, what the user setting is, and then it'll play that according to them. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I've got a couple more questions here. I'm going to read. The one here says, if you pick the option, and I'm reading this on the fly, if you pick the option to open the URL after the audio plays, would that also go against IAB rules? The user technically clicked the ad to hear the audio. I would think that they would expect the ad to redirect the advertiser URL after the audio plays.
So I think I'm understanding this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Paul. So the user has to click on the listen button to hear the audio track, and then they click anywhere else on the ad to go to the website. So they're not automatically redirected. If they want it, there is the option, as you probably saw in the advanced options, to launch it automatically after the audio. But yes, that again does violate the IAB standards. And if I just share my screen again quickly, you can see that there is a little reminder in the advanced options for the launch target URL automatically and playing the audio automatically. You've got that reminder in there that it may violate the Advertising Bureau standards.
Great. John, I have another question, but did you have something you wanted to throw in there?
No, I was just saying that it was helpful to see that in the builder. So yeah, we're trying to abide by the IAB standards. Obviously, one of the things that really bothers people about web browsing is when pop-up windows and autoplay kind of take over your screen and all that. So we're truly trying to be respectful for the process of the browser.
Yeah, and I think it's not only trying to be respectful, but also to help guide you guys to get your ads accepted onto the web, because if they're violating these standards, then they can get rejected a lot more easily.
I had somebody email me in a question. I guess they're too shy to put it in the chat box, but they want to know, will Georgina be willing to voice my ads? She has an awesome accent. Are you willing to do that, Georgina?
we could do a special premium price for that.
Can work something out for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
you heard it here first. One of the things I wanted to mention was because I've obviously had the opportunity to use the ad builder, and it's extremely user friendly. I'm a bit of a tech guy, but even if I wasn't, again, it's as Georgina showed, it's pretty intuitive. And once you build one or two ads, it becomes second nature. But one of the things I really enjoyed was as I got into building ad number 2 and ad number 3, I started realizing again that there's some features that I can take advantage of. And again, I won't get into it now, but even at the end of the ad, you can, by using GIFs, by using animated GIFs, you can make a flashing call to action so that, if they don't instinctively know to click on the ad to go to the client's website, you can add in a little shop now or learn more or whatever that actually draws the eye to then click and follow through. So there's so many things that you can do beyond, we wanted just to give a basic sort of tutorial of how to get in there and get using it. But once you start getting into some great audio assets and some visual assets and animated GIFs, you really get into some fun audio and visual display ads, which will be attractive to the viewer. So anything else? Again, we're coming up here on a half an hour. Anything else you wanted to touch on, John or Georgina, in terms of? I mean, there's always so much we could talk about with this, and we are recording the session, so you guys can go through and kind of go at your own pace and rewatch this. But like John mentioned at the beginning, or maybe at the end, I'm not sure, but there's an opportunity here for one of our groups to do a deeper dive with their team and actually do, I call it a case study, but it would actually be an application with one of your clients where we'll help you develop the creative and then, we'll figure out how to get all that deployed and distributed. So it'll be a really great kind of just case study to see how it works. Get in there, use the builder, and then also be able to use it for a client, and all free of charge. So that's an awesome opportunity. And like we said, or like John said, email me, Jamie at CreativeReady. Let us know the rep. If you're management, let us know the rep that would be sort of heading up this project. Let us know the client you're thinking of, and then we're going to choose one individual or one group that we can do this with. And so that's a great opportunity for you guys. I've got another question here. Would we use CreativeReady to create both 30 for on air and then yes, 15 for digital? So that's the beauty of this integration, is that, you've got CreativeReady who we are developing these audio assets that you now have probably already developed and maybe even on air. So you can now take those exact same audio assets and apply them to the digital. And so whether you want to strip it down to a 10-second, 15-second, or keep the full 30, it's up to you. You basically got your audio assets done. So now we just need to pick a visual or a couple of visuals, put them together in the Adsonica ad builder, and you now have that display ad. So the two of them instinctively work together, and that's kind of why we're excited about this partnership. Anything you want to add in there, John?
No, I think that's just really well said. And again, we're a startup. We're getting a lot of this stuff up and running, and we've had some really successful tests. But we're really looking to work with Jamie and his partners to build something out here that can be sort of replicated and hopefully can grow your business. I mean, that's really the goal here. So, being able to add digital easily, as audio with podcasting and podcast promotions, more and more of these audio applications are moving to the digital space, and we want to help you guys do that.
It's great. One of the things that I want to mention, and I have to be careful because I'm not allowed to say too much, but I do know first and foremost that these guys have been working with some good sized radio groups and doing some extremely fun tests, and the response has been fantastic. So you're going to be hearing more about Adsonica. There's no questions about it. But again, you have that opportunity to kind of get in ground level while we're introducing them through CreativeReady. So thank you guys so much for taking the time. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. You're able to get something done. If you happen, I saw a few kind of comments in there talking about, hey, so-and-so should have been here for this. We do have another presentation coming up at 3 p.m., 12 p.m. Pacific time. So send them an email. Send me an email. We will get them invited to that presentation. They need to come and see this. Again, I think by this 30 minutes, you guys are already going, this is going to be awesome. So let them know about it. Let them know how great it was. Let them know the pie and the cake were really tasty, and that, you know, everything just was fantastic, and get them to that 3 p.m. Or worst case, we will provide the recorded version of this. But it's always great to be a part of the live version so you can actually interact and ask some questions. So I think that's everything. Georgina, John, thank you guys so much. We're excited to get this moving, and we just know that it's going to be a really exciting future between the two of us. So thank you guys. We look forward to more with you, and thank you to everybody who showed up. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.